best cook. Story Andy illustration. Directed by Melissa Kinnaman. Designed by Julia. Once upon a time, there was a young man named Paul, whose dream was to be the best cook in the world. He always tried to cook food at home with various ingredients such as eggs, meat, and vegetables. Paul felt happiest when he was making food in the kitchen. One day, Paul's friends tasted the soup Paul had made. Yuck! It tastes horrible. Paul felt frustrated and sat down in a chair feeling depressed. Paul thought, I have no talent in cooking. That evening, Paul decided to make some soup that would satisfy his friend. Paul made the same soup, continuously and repeatedly, to make the best soup using various ingredients. Finally, Paul created some delicious soup. It tasted superb. The next morning, Paul invited the friend who had disliked his soup. The friend tasted the new soup and said, "This is unbelievable. I have never experienced such taste." Paul was extremely delighted. Paul wanted to learn how to cook from a professional chef who worked in a restaurant. Paul knew the best restaurant in town. He visited the restaurant to meet the chef. Paul, who wanted to be the best cook, met the chef and asked him to teach him how to cook. "It will not be easy to learn how to cook," said the chef. "Yes, but I am still willing to learn. I want to be the best cook in the world," answered Paul. The chef accepted Paul's request. Paul was allowed to work in the restaurant to learn how to cook. Paul had to work hard in the kitchen. He had to wash the dishes and mop the floor. When the chef had free time, he taught Paul how to cook dishes which he had never made before. Paul wrote the recipes down in his notebook and tried to make them on his own. Paul was very exhausted from all the work in the evening. Paul was always sleepy, but he could not give up. He had a dream to become the best cook. "I will never give up until I accomplish my dream," Paul thought. Paul was always tired and started losing his concentration during work. Paul accidentally broke an expensive dish while washing it. "What are you doing? Do you know how much that costs?" the chef shouted angrily. The chef would sometimes taste the food Paul had made to give him some tips. Paul served some spaghetti that he had cooked to the chef. The chef tasted it and did not say anything for a while. "It is too salty. Why did you use